Okay, so I thought about it. I might as well show you guys getting the numbers. Anyways, so I do everything in rotation of the engine. Everything in rotation of the engine. And if you are new like me, starting out, and you get those numbers, and all of your numbers are like after top dead center. Like I've got this one right here, transfers close, 229.5 after top dead center. Well, that's the same number, roughly. So, wait a minute, I don't know what I wrote here. But point is if somebody else works the other way before top dead center, well, it's the same number. You've got 360 degrees. You just take that 229, subtract it from 360, and that gives you the other direction. You understand? So 229 then becomes 60, 100, 30, 131. Okay, 131 degrees before top dead center is the same thing as 229 degrees after top dead center. So, here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. For whatever reason, I always get exhaust first. That's just, not that I've done this a lot, but that's the way I flow. All right, so, stock, cylinder. I write exhaust open and exhaust close. Here we go. Take the flashlight. You've probably watched these videos before. You know how this is done. And you turn until you get right down in there. There you go. You see the first peak of light. Bink. There we go. Exhaust begins to open at Damn. 97 degrees after top dead center. I believe that's really effing good numbers. Like, geez. 97 degrees after top dead center. I think that's where a lot of people aim their exhaust sealing. I think. And now we go all the way around and back up. And we do it until we get the same exact size ray of light. And you have to do this all by touch and feel. And that puts us at, we find the bottom dead center, we know that's 190, and then we count, right? We count another 72 degrees. So 180. Did I say 190? Anyways, 180 is bottom dead center, and we add another 72 degrees. So that is 252 degrees. Yeah. 250 degrees. 252 degrees after top dead center is where the exhaust port closes. Right. Now you subtract that 97. Oh, my phone has my calculator. So 97 subtracted from 252. So I go 100. So that gives us 152. And there was 3 difference on the 97, between 97 and 100. This is called Common Core math, guys. And so that literally puts us at 150 degrees. No, 155 degrees. Shit, that's good. So, yeah, 97 degrees subtracted from 252 degrees gives us 155 degrees of total duration. Things got good numbers. Kinsey Warsham from Bayou Country Saws, he was talking about how the numbers on these things stock were really good. I mean, I think that I think they are. So let's look at intake. All right. Intake works slightly different because you're going from the bottom of the piston. As the piston goes up, as soon as your intake begins to open, right there is where you call it. Pink. There we go. And that is 180, 175, 6, 7, 8, 178. Nope. 180 to bottom dead center plus plus 97. 180 plus 97 is 277. 180 plus 90 is 270 plus 7 more, 277. All right. Intake opens 277 degrees after top dead center. Now, the closing. See, the piston closes whenever it's coming back down. The intake closes when the piston's coming back down. So we get it right where it's starting to close. And we look at, now we have an after top dead center number. It's 71 degrees. I mean, they're all after top dead center numbers. All right, so with this one, it's slightly different. You have the intake opening of 277 after top dead center. You subtract that from 360. So 360 minus 277. And that's going to give you 60, 70, 83 degrees. And then add the 71 degrees to that. And that gives you 154 degrees total duration. In one of the videos of Buck and Billy Ray, where Donnie Walker is teaching him how to port and polish, I remember Donnie Walker plainly said that for both the intake and the exhaust, you want to look for about 155 degrees of total duration. Well, shit, we got 155 for the exhaust and 154 for total duration. So, as far as just doing a port and polish without machine work, there's not a whole lot you can do with this thing as far as raising and lowering the intake and exhaust port. Now, I mean, you obviously can do things, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. And let's go ahead and, while we've got it like this, let's measure our squish. Here we go. You clearly squished it a little bit. Let me get that off of there. Let's do this. All right. So we're at about 48 thousandths right there. Yeah, which considering that I'm running a base gasket, that ain't too bad. I mean, it's, a lot of times, you know, when you're running the base gasket, that's the other side. $49 thousandths. So, anyways. So there's the squish, 48, 49 thousandths. It's not too bad. Now let's measure the transfers. Transfers, measuring them will allow us to figure out the amount of blowdown we have. Whoop. Go. Now I want to run a base gasket on this. That's why the base gasket's there. If you are okay with globbing on Durco or whatever sealant, then you'll do all these measurements without the base gasket. But right now we're getting stock numbers, regardless of base gasket or no base gasket. So let's see here. What am I looking for? Oh, the ring. All right, now to measure the ring gap, or not the ring gap, the blowdown. We take a ring, we get it started, and we take a piston and we tap it down. All right, we're getting close. Ooh, that's really close. A little bit more. Yeah. We're going to call that good. Let me get that light. All right, can you see the ring there? All right. The ring is in there, and it is right at the very top right at the very top of those transfers. Get it in there, perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right. Push the piston down all the way to bottom dead center. Get our gasket back on here. Now there's obviously no ring, it's obvious to me anyways, there's no ring on the piston right now. It really helps whenever you don't have the ring on there. You can slide the cylinder on and off with ease. It's quite wonderful, really. Now I've been careful not to touch my setup over here. We're still good. We are still set up, and we have a perfect bottom dead center and top dead center and all that. So now we're going to rotate. There it is. Piston stopped right there. Be real careful. That's it. Do not try and drive it further. You hit your your spot and you're done. You stop. All right, so right here we are we're at 230 degrees. There we go. Transfers. The piston closes those transfers at 230 degrees after top dead center. If you go back the other direction, oh shit, I just moved them. Damn it, I went the wrong way. So I've got to take that off, do that shit again. What I did, I kept rotating the piston to where it was going up instead of going down. So now I probably don't need to do this. It would probably work itself out with numbers. Actually, as a matter of fact, I know that it would. So we already got our number. It's 230 degrees after top dead center. Which, if you went the other direction, yeah, let's work it out in our heads. 360 degrees of total duration minus 230 degrees. So that's 90 degrees. So then, if we close at 230, then we open at 90. Bam. Which you don't really usually look for duration with your transfers. So the whole open and closed is pointless. You only need one of the numbers, because what you're looking for is the difference between when they open and when the exhaust opens. So let's just look at it like that. If our transfers open I'm too uncertain. I'm going to try again. And this is what it takes, guys. A lot of this kind of crap over and over and over again. So we're going to set this up. Okay, there we go. Now, set this up. There we go. All right, now what you want to do with this situation is go backwards. So now what you're doing is you're rotating that piston back up. Does that work? We're getting 229 degrees. That's whenever it closes. And then the other direction, after top dead center, we're looking at 90, 100, 200, 30, 230. 230 degrees after top dead center for the open. Okay, so If our exhaust opens at 97 degrees after top dead center, and these transfer ports open at 230 degrees after top dead center, no, not 230, what am I thinking? What? 130. Yeah, 130 degrees. So then our blowdown, something can't be right there. Let's just go with that. That's 229 degrees. 229 degrees after top dead center is the same thing as 131 degrees. Shoot, my numbers are good. So I'm back and forth between 129 and 130. Or no, 229 and 230. So we're going to go with 230. And we're going to say that this thing, the transfers open at 130 degrees after top dead center. If that's the case, which it is, then that means that it has 33 degrees of blowdown. That seems like a lot. But I don't know. I'm new to this game. So here are the numbers. All right. The cylinder that was sitting on there that was ported by somebody, but they didn't do a very good job. That's this cylinder. And I screwed up the base. Right? But it did run, and it ran stronger than stock, but not by much. The numbers for this cylinder here are exhaust opens at 98 degrees, closes at 262 degrees. And that gives us 164 degrees of total duration. The intake opens at 280 degrees, and the intake closes at 79 degrees, which I got to do the math on that. 159 degrees total duration on the intake. Intake opens 280, closes at 79. That gives us 159 degrees total duration for the intake. And then the blowdown, it's got 28 degrees of blowdown on this cylinder right here. The stock cylinder with the gasket in place, now we're talking. This thing has 97 degrees after top dead center for the exhaust open. Exhaust close, 252 degrees, which gives us a total of 155 degrees total exhaust duration. Intake, 277 and 71. Gives us 154 degrees of total duration. And then the transfers, you've got 33 degrees of blowdown. So, now the next thing to check is the exciting portion. We're going to see what this thing does with a steel 039 pop-up piston. Hold on. Now here they are set up. You can tell, you should be able to tell, that the steel piston is considerably taller. See that? It is literally 55 thousandths taller. So I just measured it 55 thousandths taller. So, one thing is for certain, and that is we don't need to take anything off of the base of this jobby right here. And let's just put it on there and see. It's going to smack the top of the cylinder, I do believe. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. All right. Base gasket, there you are. Come on. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. It's gonna hit. Yep. Boom. Right there. Totally hits. So what we have to do in order to make this work, maybe, Joe, this is the saw to send to you, buddy. Because we're gonna have to cut the squish band out. Might have to take a little bit off of the piston itself. But we should be able to get it for some really nice compression. If we went to a 25,000th squish band setup with this and this piston with the pop top, that's going to have, I don't know, turning 10 pounds of compression, something like that. Potential for a really nice, powerful saw. Now, I got this idea from Samish Saw Works. He did it on a Poulan Poulan Pro Super 380 is what he did it on. And same saw, you know, but it does complicate things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this thing back together with the stock piston and ring. And that way, whenever I send it to Joe, he'll be able to dyno it stock and then do the work to it and then see the improvements made on one of these. And we'll get to see what horsepower numbers a 3750 or a Super 380, because they're the same saw, makes stock and what they have the potential to make. And so that's it for this video. I got the numbers and I'm happy. I'll go ahead and I'll put this back together with the stock piston and go from there. So see you guys.